Hey, gang, we got Dee Play4Keeps with My Life Part 2, man. I hope y'all excited for the reaction as always, brothers. 30 likes on the video. Y'all know the rest, though. But shout out to that boy Dee Play4Keeps, you know. I feel like he's really been progressing musically and lyrically for sure. Like, he been coming with crazy wordplay, really stomping down more, you know, coming just on a total different tip than before. I love the improvement and just the overall, you know, progress that he's been making, man. So I am ready to hear this one. You know, I want to see how, you know, if there's vulnerability being released on this one, especially with the title. I think he finna get, you know what I'm saying, to that raw, uncut reality of his. So yeah, it's definitely exciting to hear, bro. But like I said, 30 likes on this one, man. What the
My shit just, you know what I'm saying?
Gonna do that by itself? Now that was weird. Now that was a little weird. Let's get into it. The face of Harlem.
Billionaire. Hard-headed baby.
What y'all know about this song right here?
My life in the sunshine.
Facing physiological trauma, I can feel all the pain in my songs. I know I fucked up with this shit as a kid. Damn, I was really wrong. I'ma tell her the real. Me fighting the problem, she don't wanna solve. She going through demons any other woman will go through. No, she don't want her job. And she just like her son. Wanna live life and party and have fun. My daddy be home real soon. He ain't even know these men have a gun. Getting locked up in the shit, tone guns, robbing, drilling, sticking niggas up. Using his money to spirit on drugs. I got his house, so I know how to love. Tell you about my life, so you better listen tight. I was the first one making shit hype. One of the ones who was up in my pipe. Active. I was the first one rapping. I just started spinning the trap.
Okay.
I start getting booked. My friends got took. Damn, why this shit happen?
Okay, I like how he, you know what I'm saying, making a statement about himself. You know, he letting us know about him, what he's been through. He said he was the first one to start rapping, started spinning, you know what I'm saying? He went to jail. They started taking his homies away. He's going through all of these different phases and all these different things as he's growing up, you know? Like I said, I knew this was going to be raw and uncut, speaking from his real life, you know what I'm saying? That reality music, I tell y'all, that's always going to hit for me personally. You know, it just brings the connection stronger. So, you know, I like the fact that he's really displaying himself on this one. You know what I'm saying? Taking us through there. He said as a kid, he wished he didn't do some of the shit that he did. You know, like, I like how he talking on this one. Come on, D.
Using his money to spirit on drugs. I got his house, so I know how to love. Tell you about my life, so you better listen tight. I was the first one making shit hype. One of the ones who was up in my pipe. Active. I was the first one rapping. I just started spinning the trap. I start getting booked. My friends got took. Damn, why this shit happen? If you know, you know. I keep a smile on my face with a bow. But I got friends that's out on the low. Try at this point, I don't care if you go.
Heard you. Heard you.
My life in the sunshine.
Look, I'ma say this from the start. Everybody play their part. Word, this shit getting washed. Move around with sticks in the start. No, it wasn't there in the park. We had to up with a bang in the spark. Pussy, it's not really in your heart, so you gotta get out the park. Facing physiological trauma, I just feel all the pain in my songs. I know I fucked up with this shit as a kid. Damn, I was really wrong.
Bro said facing psychological trauma, bro. Straight up, bro. That's why I tell y'all, you know, not everybody's a bad person. You know, it's just sometimes you grow up in an environment where you have to, you know what I'm saying, be a part of that environment. You do. You know what I'm saying? You grow up, that's your home. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're seeing outside. You have to, you know what I'm saying, eventually participate, whether you fully involved or you just outside with them. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing something though. You know, and that's why I say not everybody's a bad person. You just get put through bad things in life, you know, and sometimes you have to take risks. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do necessarily. You know what I mean? So I like how D is really exposing just his truth on this one. Like, and that's another thing too that I like, that he actually is speaking on psychological trauma, because I feel like, especially in our generation, you know, and of course even the generation before us, is why we so fucked up, you know. But as the generations come more and more and more, you know what I'm saying, it's just more trauma being developed in us, you know what I'm saying, kids underneath us, things like that. Like trauma is a thing that affects everybody, you know, like truly. Like even if you got the best life in the world, you grew up in a rich family, you still face some type of trauma in your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's one thing that we can all relate to, is trauma. You know, everybody has been through trauma before. Everybody is probably 9 times out of 10 still going through traumatic events in their life. You know what I mean? So to really just have an artist that is opening up about his side of his trauma, you know, from, like I said, his early stages to up until now, you know, that just brings more of a connective root as far as the artist and the music. So shout out to Dee Play4Keeps. Not too many you know, artists speak on psychological trauma. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's definitely a topic that should be talked about more. You know what I mean? Because if we gonna be real, we all fucked up in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got loose screws. You look, you might have a homie that got more loose screws than you, but everybody got loose screws. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to actually hear that right there, you know, and actually be able to relate. Shout out to D, man. I love music that I could personally relate to. And like I tell you all the time, it don't have to necessarily be every situation. You know, it's just something in that song that you can actually relate to and be like, yeah, I done been through that before. You know what I'm saying? Or damn, I'm going through that right now. You know what I mean?
Get a spark of pussy, it's not really in your heart, so you gotta get out the park. Facing physiological trauma, I just feel the pain in my soul. I know I fucked up with this shit as a kid. Damn, I was really wrong. Look, I'ma tell her the real me, playing the problem, she don't wanna song. She going through demons any other woman will go through. No, she don't wanna adjust. And she just like her son, wanna live life and party and have fun. My daddy be home real soon, he ain't even know this is the man I become. Getting locked up in the shit, tongue guns, robbing, drilling, sticking niggas up. Using his money to spend it on drugs. I got so I don't know how to love.
Man, I got shots, so I don't know how to love. Man, he said he was robbing, stealing, just to use the money to go buy drugs, man. Man. That's why I say everybody goes through things in their life, you know. You're going to do things in your life that you'll probably regret, you know. But with me personally, I don't take nothing as a regret. You know what I mean? I feel like everything I did has turned me to the person I am today, you know. So when you just look back at life and be like, damn, that was fucked up. I ain't got to do that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like everything you did in your life was right. But you know what I'm saying? Just understand that it made you who you are today, you know. So yeah, man, shout out to Dee Play4Keeps, really bringing that raw, uncut emotion to this one. Really shedding light on himself, you know, and actually being able to, you know, open up and speak about it. You know, that's one thing I love about music too, is that really for these rappers, you know, outside of us, music being therapeutic for us, you know what I'm saying, it's really therapeutic for them as well to actually go in the studio and speak about things that's on their mind, on their heart, you know, deep within the soul, whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, D, keep bringing the dope music, keep bringing that real music, you know. That's always going to be loved around here for sure by me. Look, if don't nobody else with the real music, I am. I'm telling you, bruh. But gang, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this Dee Play4Keeps My Life Part 2, man. 30 likes on the video, and I'm going to catch you on the next reaction.